Mushy peeps, it's Christopher London. I'm just kidding, it's not Christopher London at all. What's up, YouTube family? It's What's Up, YouTube Games, and I'm reviewing part 1 of What If Naruto was in Beyblade. So, let's just not waste any time. Naruto's gonna be getting a new Beyblade. This is new Beyblade. Let's just get right into this video. But first thing is the explainers. Yeah, that's Minato's Beyblade. So let's just get into this video. I tried to do this yesterday, but a little bit of interruptions. So this might come out either Wednesday or Thursday. But let's get. Oh my gosh. Let's just start at 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, and then Minato. Minato then yells, "Hey, Naruto!" As Naruto looks up in the stadium, he sees his father. He asks, What do you need, Dad? He asks, "Dad? What is it?" "Well, you never told us that your Beyblade was broken. Your grandma had to go through hell and back to make you a new one." "What?" "Yeah. Take a look at it," as Minato then shows it in the screen, and he throws it at Naruto. Then Naruto throws his other Beyblade at Minato. Minato says, "Hurry up. Didn't you say that you wanted to face Shu at full power?" "Yeah, that's right. Thanks. You're so clutch, Dad." As Shu then says, "So you were going to fight me? You were actually going to fight me without going full out. Sorry, Shu. I didn't want to break your Beyblade. Sorry, Shu. I didn't want to break your Bey. And what makes you think that you can break my Bey?" As Naruto then says, "Oh, so you think that I'm that weak? This Beyblade is going to be unburstable too." Now, just to mention, Naruto's Beyblade is as strong as a Trowsy Beyblade. Or probably a Turbo. Naruto's Beyblade is as strong as a Turbo. This new one. As Naruto then grips his Beyblade, as they both fall into the stadium. His Beyblade is actually now more his Beyblade is still an unknown type, as it then goes into the middle of the stadium, and then Shu then comes rushing, as Naruto then says, "Now for that new move that I've been cocking up." As Naruto then grips his teeth, and then he yells, "Lost Lunar!" And then he yells, "Kurama! Power Bomb!" As Shu then says, "Unperfect Crux Boost!" And they both collide in the stadium. They hit each other as then Shu's then burst out of nowhere. It flies in the air, and as it falls back on the ground, Shu's in shock. He just got defeated easily. And the announcer says, "Whoa, what a wowzy! That match was quick!" And then Shu asks, "How did you defeat me so easily?" "Well, you wanted me to go full out, didn't you, Shu?" "Again!" And Naruto says, "Okay." He rips his Beyblade as he then says, "Defense mode." As then when it comes to the middle of the stadium, Shu's Beyblade then goes rushing right at it, and Naruto's Beyblade, and his Beyblade then hits the tip of Naruto's scepter as it then bursts again. "Wow, this was as Shu's just in shock, but the announcer continues on, as we can barely hear him in the background. It's like water. It's like when you're underwater and someone's talking and you can't really hear them. He then drops his hands as he falls on both of his knees. in his head, then hits the stadium as he starts to cry. He says, "How could I go so easily?" Great match, Shu. What? As he then sees Naruto with his thumb up smiling, he says, "You're strong. I don't understand. You just beat me. You made me look like I was nothing." Well, it could have been worse, you know? Think about it. What would Louie have done? You're right. As Shu then picks back all the pieces up for his Beyblade, and he looks at Naruto and he says, "Next time I'm gonna beat you. Not if I have anything to say about it." So now Volt's Beyblade is already looking like the evolution, man. Let's see. What's it called? Evolution Beyblade Valtryek. I forgot its name. And I actually have the Beyblade with me, but I forgot its name. So it looks exactly like the Beyblade Burst Evolution, not in the later, at the beginning when he first got his new one, and he's gonna master it when he's going to awaken it when he fights Xander, and it is strong. Let me just tell you that, man. As the next match up is now Xander versus Volt. Xander says, "Yeah, you've been doing great. Wait, so you know that Starlight kid? You know, is that the writer? You know him, the Star Kid. He is not the guy who wields Zillion Zutron. He's not going to be in the Big Four or the Fantastic Four. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, but he's not going to be inside the Fantastic Four because he ain't that strong. Not in this one, at least." As we then see Naruto. As we then see Volt, as they then say, 3, 2, 1, let it rip. As Volt says, as Volt and Xander's Beyblade then collide instantly, as they're sending a force to the stadium, sending both of them as Volt. Calm down. Volt puts his hand over his face because the mere power of their Beyblades are. You know how it happened in the series. I don't have to explain. And then, all of a sudden, Xander starts to take over. But as Volt's Beyblade then starts to get pushed back, and Volt puts his hand out, and he says, "No, Valtryek! Rush launch!" No, Valtryek just says, fast launch. As it then starts to push back on Xander's Beyblade, which then Xander then locks in Volt's Beyblade. As Volt then then smirks a little. Yes! And then Xander's Beyblade then bursts as it flies into the air and falls back down on the stadium. Xander says, "Well, it seems you've gotten way stronger, Volt." Yeah, I have. It seems all that training with Naruto did not go to waste. Huh, sir, it sure does seem like it. Well, you up for a second match? Huh, if you will. As Xander and Volt then rip their Beyblades, they then collide in the stadium. As Xander knows what to do, as Volt's Beyblade then quickly goes into lock route. And he then says, "You're finished, Xander." Volt? What should I name this? Level 2. Rush launch. Wait. No. Now, full power. Rush launch. It was done. Volt's Beyblade then goes colliding around the stadium as it then heads for Xander. Xander Xander then gets into a karate stance as he says, "Now Excalibur!" Whatever his special attack move is, as then begin collide. As Volt's Beyblade then goes flying out of the stadium. Honcho then catches his Beyblade as he said, "Whoa there, Volt. Your Bay almost went Kizalis." "Yeah, you're right." "Hey man, watch out for the Bay. It's a new one. Naruto's grandmother gave me an update." "Oh, is that so?" They're already updating their Beyblades. That's gonna be a little problem. As Xander then throws his Beyblade over at Volt. As Honcho throws his Beyblade over at Xander, and Xander, throws it to Volt. They didn't say, "Well, let's start this. Are you ready?" "I'm ready like never before, man. 3, 2, 1, let it rip." As they didn't both rip their Beyblades, this time the impact is going to be much, much worse. This time the impact is going to be much worse. The Beyblades then go colliding right into each other as they actually. This part is going to be very quick, so the fans had to watch as they then go rushing and colliding at each other. As Volt says, "Now, time for my special move. Upper quick upper rush launch. Full power." As Xander then uses his special move, because I don't know his special move at all, actually. I'm inside the dark. As they then colliding with each other, when they hit, both of the Beyblades and burst simultaneous, or whatever it's called, almost at the same time. Because then they keep reviewing, and then they zoom in, and then they review, and then they see which Beyblade bursts first. That's not all they see. When they see which Beyblade bursts first, they see that Xander hit Volt in a weak point where there was no defense. Volt was literally about to burst, but then a full power charged attack then hit Xander's sword, and it went in a full 360. And then a couple of the chops of Xander's sword burst, they broke off, kind of a fracture. As Xander said, "Oh, well, it seems like I lost this match, Volt." "It's okay, I knew that I was gonna win." "Hey, have some sympathy." As the next match is now going to be Naruto versus Wakia. I was calling him Kawaki. His name's actually Wakia. Yeah. So Naruto says, "I've been trying to equip this move that Horsey did. I think he learned it off of me. From last year's tournament." "Are you talking about the one versus you and Louie?" Yeah. Well, tell your friend he was doing a weaker version, because now he's gonna watch out. Isn't it right? Isn't Volt gonna be going up against Horsey in the next match?" "Yes, and this is the elimination round. And yes, this is basically the conference finals, literally right before the finals, right before the big match. So we're going to be switching things up a little bit. It's going to be Shu versus Zillion Zutron. It's going to be Spryzen versus Zillion Zutron. Valtryek versus Horsude and Wakia Murksaki. I don't know to say that. And it's gonna be Wakia versus what's his name? Gosh, I forgot his name. Versus Naruto. How can I forget the main? I'm really forgetful. Start your engines. On your mark, get set, go! As all three of them then whip their Beyblades. I'm just gonna tell you who's gonna win. Valtryk's gonna beat Horsude. Shu is going to beat Zutron, and you should know the rest. Naruto is going to sweep the floor with Wakia, as Naruto then says, "Come on, we don't have any time for this." As they then they then both go to the middle, but then Wakia's Beyblade gets pushed back. As Naruto then says, "I know you might be my teammate, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to defeat you right here, right now. Now, ultimate defense. Nine-tail shockwave." Now, as we then shift our focus back to Wakia. His Beyblade, it doesn't just go flying. It then goes tipped out of the stadium, as Wakia says, "Now, special move. Whatever his thing's named, Ultra. No, whatever his Beyblade's name, God mode." As this thing is coming from out of the sky, as it then goes flying down at Naruto. As Naruto says, "Oh, I see what you're trying to do. Nothing will get past my defense." As they then collide. They're colliding with so much speed and power. As Wakia says, I'm gonna beat you." But then Wakia's Beyblade then goes flying off into the distance as it bursts. Who's gonna beat who again? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. As Naruto then says, "I'll win by default." As Naruto then puts his Beyblade back, like behind him, like he pulls his launcher back and then he puts his Beyblade on it, so his body's kind of sideways. As didn't start up match 3, 2, 1, and Naruto throws Kurama right at Wakia, as he then says, as he then says these weird words, "Sekrawushidada," as they then both hit each other. Wakia's Beyblade then bursts. That's not all that happened. Beyblade is kind of ruptured. A couple parts came off of it. No, his Beyblade completely cracked. Horsude! Oh no, his name's not. As his Beyblade then falls back in his hands. But when he says, "How could you do this, Naruto? Why?" As Naruto, his face then comes out of the darkness and he says, "Because I can. Because I can, boy." As then we then see Red. Yes, Naruto's Beyblade is alive. As we then see snake-like eyes in Naruto's eyes. What's going on with him? And then his Beyblade then falls back in his hand. Did you really think a dragon could defeat a fox, Wakia? What should I say? The ultimate condition. What? That move I just used. I said it in foreign languages. It's called the ultimate condition. It's a godly move. As he then goes into the dark and he walks away. As Volt then says, Rush, clone, cycle! And he's like doing it so fast that he's creating mirages. He's like circling around Horsefood, and then as this is getting the guy who controls Horsefood a little dizzy, as he said, Horsefood attack! And when he goes to attack, he uses his full power. Like, he's already down. He's already down 1 point, 2 points, and he's out. As he then goes straight aiming for what's his name? Volt's Beyblade, Valtryek. And then Valtryek is going so fast, and he says, "This is a move that Mr. Minato taught me." Boost crank. As then, when Horsuit then goes to attack Valtryek, he hits a mirage. Then all of a sudden, Volt then says, "Whoa!" Wait, what's it called? Not spring launch. Okay, I forgot what it's called. As slingshot. Okay, as he then says, Valtryek slingshot, and it goes straight at Horsuit, which bursts Horsuit right before it even hit Horsuit. Like, they look back at the tape and they slow it down, and his Beyblade burst Horsuit right before he could even see it. As it then goes flying into the air, and it hits as Horsuit's parts hit the stadium wall, sending a tiny crack into it. As Volton says, "That was a great match!" And now it's time now we go over to Shu's perspective. "I'm sorry, but this is where you end. Undesigned Crux Boost." As Zillion Zutron comes down with an attack of his own, and he says, "Now it is time for you to see the stars." But before they can even collide, what's his name? Shu, his Beyblade then flies in the air, just a little bit, and the Zillion Zutron's owner then says, "No, dang it!" And they then collide. Which this Shu wins the match. This is where I'm going to be ending off. No, as the next match is now going to be Naruto. This is like an entire 2 weeks from now. Is now going to be Naruto versus what's his name? Gosh, I actually forgot his name. I forgot his name. Versus Louie. As he says, "Long time no see." This is the finals. Let me just give you a little breakthrough. It was Valtryek versus Shu. Shu beat Valtryek, and no. Valtryek beat Shu barely, because Shu's Beyblade was broken from one of Zillion Zutron's attacks, and this is when we were supposed to see the final Crux Boost. But he can hold on. As we can see Louie, he then says, "Yeah." Oh, and then it was Valtryek versus Louie, which Louie was down by 1 point. It was 2-2. As this is then where Valtryek, he flew out of the stadium on accident, and they counted it for Louie as a, what's it called? And as they didn't meet each other, Naruto then says, no, Louie then says, well, it's been a long time since I've seen you. Well, it's not like it made any memories since you lost. Talk. You talk about, as Naruto's voice then deepens as we see those eyes still. You talk about me losing. As Jiraiya and Minato and everybody, Kushina, his younger brother, the camera then zooms into Naruto's face as they see Naruto split like eyes. They say, "Whoa, what is this?" As Jiraiya and Minato then simultaneously say, "No, the seal has been broken." That Louie fellow's done. You nearly lost to Vault. Well, your friend was too much of a fool to get his launch right, so that's why I beat him. If you can't even beat someone who is way beneath me, how the hell do you think that you're going to defeat me? Shut up. Let's get to this match. Is this where I'm going to be ending off? Is this where I'm going to be ending off this? Would have like, comment, subscribe, share to all of your friends on your social media platforms. Share to all of your friends on your social media platforms. YouTube. We're out. Peace.